Emily had always loved the ocean. She grew up near the coast, spending her summers swimming, surfing, and collecting shells. Her father was a marine biologist who taught her everything he knew about the sea and its creatures. He also encouraged her to follow her passion for art and photography, telling her that she had a gift for capturing the beauty of nature. But when he died of a heart attack 2 years ago, Emily's world turned upside down. She dropped out of college, where she was studying to become a wildlife photographer, and moved back home with her mother. She felt lost and depressed, unable to find joy in anything. She stopped going to the beach, afraid that it would remind her of her father and his absence. One day, her best friend Sarah convinced her to go for a walk along the shore. She said it would do her good to get some fresh air and sunshine. Emily reluctantly agreed, hoping that Sarah would stop nagging her about getting out of the house. She put on her sunglasses and a hat, grabbed a bottle of water, and followed Sarah to the beach. They walked in silence for a while, listening to the sound of the waves and the seagulls. Emily felt a slight breeze on her face and smelled the salty air. She had to admit that it was nice to be outside, even if she didn't feel like talking. As they approached a rocky area, Sarah suggested that they look for some shells or stones. She said they could make some jewelry or decorations with them later. Emily nodded, thinking that it might be fun to do something creative again. She bent down and picked up a smooth white pebble. She examined it closely, noticing its shape and texture. She smiled faintly, remembering how her father used to teach her how to identify different types of rocks. She put the pebble in her pocket and continued to look for more treasures. She moved away from Sarah, who was busy digging through a pile of seaweed. She wandered along the edge of the water, feeling the sand between her toes. She felt a sense of calmness and peace that she hadn't felt in a long time. As the sun began to set, casting an orange glow over the sky and the sea, Emily spotted something shiny in the sand. She walked over to it and saw that it was a glass bottle with a cork on top. She picked it up and shook it gently. She heard something rattling inside. She pulled out the cork and tipped the bottle upside down. A rolled-up piece of paper fell into her hand. She unrolled the paper and read the message written in neat handwriting. "Follow your heart, love, Dad." Emily gasped, feeling a surge of emotion. She recognized her father's handwriting instantly. She remembered how he used to write her notes and leave them in her lunchbox or under her pillow when he went on his research trips. He always signed them with "Follow your heart, love, Dad." She looked at the bottle again and saw that there was a date stamped on the bottom, June 15, 2021. That was the day before he died. He must have thrown this bottle into the ocean as one of his experiments or as a way of sending his love to whoever would find it. Emily felt tears streaming down her face as she held the message close to her chest. She felt like her father was speaking to her from beyond the grave, telling her that he was proud of her and that he wanted her to be happy. She felt a warmth in her heart that she hadn't felt in a long time. She looked up at the sky and saw a bright star twinkling above the horizon. She smiled through her tears and whispered, "Thank you, Dad. I love you too." She knew then what she had to do. She had to follow her heart and pursue her dreams of becoming a wildlife photographer. She had to honor her father's legacy and share his love for the ocean with the world. She ran back to Sarah, who was waiting for her with a puzzled expression on her face. "Sarah, I have something amazing to tell you," Emily said excitedly. "What is it?" Sarah asked curiously. Emily showed her the bottle and the message. "Wow," Sarah said in awe. "That's incredible." "I know," Emily said happily. "It's a sign from my dad." She hugged Sarah and thanked her for bringing her to the beach. "Sarah, I've made up my mind," Emily said firmly. "About what?" Sarah asked. About my future, Emily said confidently. I'm going back to college. She looked at the horizon and saw the sun dipping below the water. She felt a new hope.